We had the biggest game of the regular season in college hoops this past weekend. Auburn winning outright at Alabama, number 1 versus number 2. Both of those teams have to battle again tonight. Auburn at home versus Arkansas, Bama on the road at Missouri. Let's break them down with a double gamer right here with a wager video. Teddy covers from WagerTalk.com. Before we get into the analysis, 2 promos I want to talk about today. First, Fill Your Cart Wednesday. Take 25% off anything and everything at WagerTalk.com. Just use promo code SHOP25 at checkout. Again, SHOP25 at checkout for 25% off anything and everything at WagerTalk.com. And I also want to talk about our new live line service called OddsLogic.com. Visit OddsLogic.com/Teddy and get a free 7-day trial right now. Check it out. I encourage you, if you're serious about sports betting, OddsLogic, certainly a tool you want at your disposal. Let's start with Auburn and Arkansas. What are we looking at? 15.5, 16 for Auburn at home. Total sitting in the 151 range. And they had one meeting last year, and Arkansas could not compete. 83-51. A complete blowout, basically start to finish. The second half got ugly for the Razorbacks in that ball game. Will that change tonight? This is potentially a letdown spot for the Tigers. And it's going to be really hard for them to match the intensity and the high they had this past weekend. I mean, that was pretty impressive what they did. They never trailed. They solidified the top spot as the number 1 team in college basketball. Bruce Pearl immediately after the game, quote, Arkansas is talented enough and good enough to beat anyone in our league. And they've obviously proven it. More Pearl about being honest with the group and talking about the challenge that they're facing here. Quote, after the win at Alabama, I wanted the guys to go back to campus. We knew that Toomer's corner would have been rolled. We get back in time for one of these guys to kind of go out a little bit, enjoy their victory. But in the Alabama press conference, they talked about Arkansas. We talked about Arkansas Saturday night right after the game, and they understand. It's a talented team that's playing very well right now and obviously needs a little something more to make sure they're in the big dance. So we're talking, so our guys understand that Arkansas understands the prize that is on these 40 minutes and what a win for them would do. Again, he's talking about a win for Arkansas, not a 16-point loss for Arkansas. Arkansas hasn't lost contact very often this year. They lost by 8 to A&M last time out. They had a 4-point loss to Bama. They won outright. There's +7 at Texas, +9 at Kentucky here in February. There are only 2 bad losses all year. 2 games where they lost contact. They lost the contact at Missouri by 18. They lost at Tennessee by 24 back in January. I would expect this Razorback squad that's been tough as nails to continue to be tough as nails. 83-51 last year. I'm expecting this meeting to be much more competitive. I would take the points with Arkansas if I got involved in this one. Missouri-Alabama is an interesting contest. 93-75, the only meeting last year. The only meeting last year, the shootout flew over the total. Looking at that odds logic live odds screen right now, I'm seeing Missouri -1.5, total 172, and nobody's betting the under in this game. It's been over money, basically from the get-go when these lines open. But again, 93-75 in the meeting last year. All right, that's 168. And Missouri shot well, 49% from the floor. Bama shot 53% from the floor. They were 13-27 from three-point range and 20 for 21 from the free throw line. Not going to shoot better than that, And yet, still, tonight's total getting bet up and over and over. Now, you may say this is a bounce-back spot for Alabama, coming off a bad loss, and they've been real good at responding well to adversity. Alabama, every previous loss this season, they started a winning streak immediately after. They lost to Purdue, they won 3 in a row. They lost to Oregon, they won 8 in a row. They lost to Ole Miss, they won 7 in a row. Well, here they go. Can they do it again? I'm not convinced they're going to have that type of winning streak. In fact, when you look at projected strength of schedule moving forward, Alabama has the single toughest schedule in the country, according to the ESPN projections. Now, certainly, this is a spot where you would expect them to play better. Nate Oates after the loss to Auburn. What we have right now is a chance to play again on Wednesday. We've got to answer the bell. We missed a lot of reads. We got to be better. We got to move the ball better. We have to be a little more unselfish moving forward. Alabama, 8 assists in the game against Auburn. That was up-tempo, back and forth. That's a season low for the Crimson Tide. They only had 11 against Ole Miss. Another loss. They had 8 assists in Auburn. against Auburn last year, another loss. It's a Alabama team that when they're not moving the basketball as well as they should, the offense tends to sputter. And look, from a defensive standpoint, Alabama showing some vulnerability. Second half in the 12 SEC games, they've allowed 1 point per possession in the first half, 1.22 after halftime. So the defense, and again, we saw that against Auburn in this past weekend's game, where the defense struggled a little bit early, but really the second half, they got kind of run out of the gym. Now, I do expect Alabama to bounce back. Right? This is not a team that are extraordinarily talented, et cetera, and they bounce back well off previous losses. But Missouri's no joke. They've been underrated all season. They've covered 5 of the last 6 ATS. They're 16-1 at home. The lone loss came on a 3-pointer that broke a tie with 2 seconds left against Texas A&M. All right. They get to the free throw line as much as anyone in the league. Caleb Grill is elite shooting the basketball. And I think Missouri's going to win this game. So what's the basic strategy for two teams coming off their biggest game of the season? Bet against both of them. Arkansas plus the points. And Missouri, I'd look at the money line as opposed to laying a price here, laying points with the Tigers. The game I expect them to win. I'm not convinced margin is going to be at stake for tonight. So Missouri, money line, Arkansas plus. There's a pair of SEC free play winners for you on Wednesday night. Thank you so much for watching WagerTalk TV. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the follows. We appreciate the comments very, very much. oddslogic.com/Teddy for that 7-day free trial offer right now. And of course, fill your cart Wednesday, 25% off. Just use promo code SHOP25 at checkout. Thanks for watching WagerTalk TV and best of luck with all your bets on Wednesday night. Cheers.